You can deny all the things I've seen, all the things I've discovered, but not for much longer. Because too many others know what's happening out there. And no one, no government agency has jurisdiction over the truth.
This is 100% true, I think. I don't know. Anyway, this is Nick the Rat Radio. I'm Nick the Rat. It is episode 551. I'm getting old. So old, everybody. 551 episodes of Nick the Rat Radio. It is Wednesday, August 5th? Is it the 5th of August? 2026. Yeah, that's right. That's right, everybody. Tonight, we're just going to have a nice laid-back episode. We're going to go over some news. Don't really have anything planned for tonight other than that. But I do have a lot of news to go over. Figured, hey, why not? I don't know if I like the chat being red. I kind of dig the color red, but it was easier to read when it was green. If you're not watching Twitch, then you're only missing out on not much. Just my beautiful mug and John C. and Art Bell. Yes. Well, let me tell you what happened a few days ago. Down in the sewers of Brooklyn, New York, I was invited to meet Lavish from Behind the Schemes, Behind the Schemes. I actually met up with Lavish. It was crazy. I thought he was going to be a lot smaller than he was. You know, I'm about 6 inches tall, so I thought he was going to be pretty small too. He was a big dude. He was kind of tall. I think I was a little bit taller than him. I was a little bit taller than him, I think. I think I had you beat on the height there, Lavish. Wow. He was really cool. I didn't expect him to be as cool as he... It was very strange. I had a whole different when you meet people that you meet online in real life, you have a different, you never know what you're going to get. It's very strange. It felt like kind of like a date. It was like, oh, am I going to like him? Am I going to sit on his lap? That didn't happen. You know, I did give him, I wrote his shillelagh, but he was a very cool dude. We went to Atlantic Terminal. You met Lavish there, weirdo? You met Booberry? I heard Booberry is really tall. I heard Booberry was like a monster. Like a fucking monster beast. But you know, I wasn't in my fursona when I met him, so it probably tripped him out a little bit, you know? I was completely naked, no sunglasses, no hat, none of that. Actually, I was wearing a hat. I'm still wearing a hat. You know, keeps the sun out of my eyes a little bit. I got very sensitive eyes. You reminded me of my friend Vinny. I have a friend Vinny, and you meet people, and sometimes they remind you of other people, and then you feel like you're hanging out with that other person. It's very strange thing that happens. Sometimes you're with a person, and they kind of remind you of somebody else, and you feel like you were hanging out with that other person because your memories are associated with something that they do or whatever. So we went to Barclays Center, well, around there, Atlantic Avenue, and he got a little bit lost on trying to meet up with me, which I know it's a confusing area because, you know, even though I live around here, I was a little confused, and it's like, all right, so he was late. Lavish. You were late, Lavish. Yeah, he was only late by like a couple minutes. It was fine. And we went to get some ramen, had a bowl of some spicy vegetarian ramen shit, and he had a bowl of something. He got a beer too. I was man, I got to start drinking again. I was so jealous. I haven't had any alcohol since October. I did have a shot of whiskey after the passing of JCD. I did take a shot of whiskey. But you know, I didn't have any beers with him. I was pounding the water down. He did ask me if I wanted to go to. There's gonna be a meetup in Kansas City with Sir Spencer and all these other people, and it's sometime in October. I'm thinking about maybe going to it. Maybe. I don't know. I'll see. And I gave him a couple of pins. Do it. Are you going, Cotton Gin? You going to this Kansas City meetup? Oh, you are? Man, I might have to go if everybody's gonna be there. Shit, that would be pretty cool. Yeah, I'll think about it. If I could sleep in one of the beds with you guys or something. Shit. Also, there's he hooked me up with a Casio. The Casio I wanted for a long time. I gave him a couple pins. I was like, "Hey man, here you go. Here's some sewer chat pins that I made for you." And he's like, "Oh, thanks, man. I got something for you too." And he whips out this fucking Casio, and my panties were immediately moist. I was like, "Holy shit!" I knew what it was as soon as I saw the band. I was like, "Yo, what the?" He got me the GBX-100. Doctor, we were talking about you too, Dr. Sir Mike Crotch. Dr. Sir Mike Crotch, we were talking about you. We were trying to do your voice, but we couldn't do it. And then I was thinking about your voice. Your voice reminds me of Men in Black, the guy that turns into a bug, the bug alien guy, the bad guy in the first movie. We both attempted to do your voice unsuccessfly. Then we made out in the bathroom, then went on the train, and I went home, and he went to the big city. I think he's gonna go do drugs with some of the kids from NYU or something. I don't know. But very awesome to hang out with him. Cool to see him. He also bought me. You do resemble that. He bought me lunch. He paid for my ramen bowl. I should have ordered more, but I wasn't. But thank you for that. Oh, and look at that! I got a soundboard going. Got my Akai APC Mini and Ableton hooked up. So yeah, so you're gonna be hearing a whole bunch of annoying stuff throughout the show. Perhaps. Wait. When I said I should have ordered more food because he was paying for it, I should have hit this button right here. I should have been like, Lavish, buy me some more food. Come on, Lavish. No, that's so. You might hear some sound effects going off throughout the show. We'll see. I don't know. They could get annoying after a while, but they're always fun every now and then to throw them in. Portrayed by Tony Mashalabulabu. All right, well, what else do we got going on over here? Met Lavish, Sir Spencer in October. Excuse me. The Casio. This week I learned... I learned about Einstein. Did you know Einstein married his cousin? That threw me for a loop. I did not know that Einstein married his cousin. Didn't he have kids too? Wouldn't they be inbred a little bit? I thought he was like smart. That's pretty weird, man. That's pretty weird.
I never asked for this.
Good night, weirdo. Have a good night. Maybe, they were first cousins. I don't know if maybe first cousins won't have really. I think it was cousins by blood. Let's do a quick look here. Let's ask Claude. Was that up late, Nick? It's not that late, Claude. Did Einstein marry his first cousin? Was she blood related? Did they have kids? Were they mutants? Oh man, I love AI. Let's see. Do ba 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 ba. Yes, Einstein's second wife, Elsa Lowenthal, was his first cousin on his mother's side and his second cousin on his father's side. Their mothers were sisters and their fathers were first cousins? Wait. Was there more inbreeding going on? So they were blood related, doubly so through both sides of the family. I learned something even more new tonight. What the fuck? That is
Oh no!
yeah, well, they did not have any children together. Thank God. They were just banging. Ew, brother, ew. I need that. I need a clip of that guy. I need ew, brother, ew. They did not have any children together. Elsa had two daughters, Ilsa and Margot, from her first marriage to Max Lowenthal, but no biological children with Einstein. Good for you. As for mutants, no cousin marriages do not turn people into mutants. What it does is raise the odds that both parents carry the same recessive gene, which increases the risk of certain genetic conditions in any child, roughly double the general population's baseline risk, still a minority of cases. Since Einstein and Elsa didn't have kids together, this didn't really come into play for them. Yuck. All right, Claude. Is that disgusting that he did that? Let's see what AI thinks marrying your double blood related cousin is disgusting. Whether it's disgusting is really a values cultural question. Historically common, still legal and common today. The genetic risk is real but modest. Second marriage, both adults. So disgusting says more about Western cultural norms, where cousin marriages carry stigma, than about some universal moral fact. What would God say about it? What would the Christian God think of this? Let's see. Think. What would the Christian God think of this? Well, I don't know. Well, let's see if Claude knows what the Christian God would think of this. That's inherently unanswerable. I can't speak for what the deity thinks, but I can lay out what Christian scripture and traditions have actually said on the topic. Oh, okay. Let's see. Cousin marriage is never prohibited in either the Old or New Testament. Leviticus 18, which lays out forbidden relations, close family members you can't marry, have relations with, doesn't include cousins. All right there. I guess Einstein is in heaven still, maybe, I don't know. So there you go, people. You learn something new every day. Every day we be learning. Then other things that happened. Let's see. Do you remember Perez Hilton? That gay man that had all those entertainment news back in the year 2000. Like, I haven't heard of Perez Hilton in forever, but apparently he came out with a video on TikTok. He was doing TikTok live. He was butt naked. Now, I think this video is fake because I hunted it down and I learned something new. Because I first heard of the news. I woke up in the morning and I heard that Perez Hilton did a live nasty thing. And the cops went to his house. So I was like, what the fuck did he do? And they weren't really saying. They were like, oh, it looked like he was self-harming himself. And the cops came. So I was like, okay. Went to YouTube, which of course didn't have it. Then I went to 4chan, and I just went to the first board to see if I could find anything on the first board, and all I saw was a bunch of big titties and transvestites and stuff. I think 4chan is just all like transsexual porn now. It's very strange. So wait, I'll go to x.com, and of course x.com had it. The only place where you can get anything anymore. So I watched the video. I think it was fake. Perez Hilton is now an old gay guy, and he's completely naked. He's covered in maybe blood. I don't think it was blood. and he was naked. You could see a little bit of his schlong, I think. I wasn't really looking too much. And he had a big knife, and he was like rubbing the knife on him, like he was doing like a Britney Spears thing. But if he was actually cutting himself and he had that much blood on him, he would have been passed out on the floor. And I didn't really see any holes opening up on him as he was doing what he was doing. So I think it was fake. I think he's having a mental crisis, that guy. Let's see if Claude knows. Did Perez Hilton really cut himself on video? Let's see. Let's see if Claude knows. Figuring. This appears to be very recent. Perez Hilton live streamed himself on TikTok appearing distressed and bloodied, with visible cuts, and was covered in blood. The Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office received multiple calls. His family, blah, blah, blah. So yes, it appears to have really happened. I think it was kind of fake though. I think it was. It could. I don't know what it was, but if he was actually cutting himself the way that he was pretending to, or actually doing it, he would have been gone. He wouldn't be dancing around and all that shit. So there's a lot of the news barely tells you anything. Like the news waters the things down that you see. All the things you see on the news is all watered down. It's like, I want answers. I don't want to just know that he appeared distressed and bloody and then the sheriffs came. Like, did he really cut himself? How much blood did he lose? Did he almost die? Is he still in the hospital? But his family and management have asked for privacy while he receives care and haven't confirmed further details about his condition. It always takes the news like forever to get anywhere. Something happened recently in New York City. Where is this? It was an e-bike death. Let's play this clip here about this e-bike death. Let's open this up. Go here. Let's see what we got here.
We're going to turn now to the other news of the night and a tragic accident today in Lower Manhattan near City Hall. A 17-year-old boy riding an e-bike was killed in an accident with a car. His death is again sparking debate over the dangers of illegal e-bikes on city.
Okay, so this news article thing brings up that the e-bike was an illegal e-bike. I think e-bikes are supposed to be only 750 watts. He had a 950 watt bike. They're only supposed to go below 200 miles per hour. 20 miles per hour. But this bike you could hack it to make it go faster. That just because a bike could go faster doesn't really. Who hit who? I want to know how this accident happened. Now, they explain it a little bit, what happened, but they don't tell you what happened. Like, here, let's see if...
City streets. Eyewitness News reporter Lindsay Tuckman is live at the scene with the very latest. Lindsay.
Liz, we actually just confirmed the name of that 17-year-old boy. His name is Gabriel Nakado, and he is from Brooklyn. And his family just got the absolute worst news that anyone could get earlier today after police found that teenage boy had collided from his e-bike with a large SUV and died. It happened right behind me here in the busy Lower Manhattan, right here on Center Street. The road.
So they collided. There's a lot of people dying on bikes in general, not just e-bikes as well. It seems that if you're in a car, because there's always been like people in bike lanes getting hit by trucks or turning trucks or cars turning into and making a turn and they hit a person on a bike. And if you're in a car and you hit somebody on a bike and kill them, you're fine. You're good to go. You don't get in any trouble. From everything that I've seen so far, he he was in the street though, you know, as long as he wasn't. And the funny thing is, like, oh, he wasn't wearing a helmet. And then if you watch the video, there's like thousands of people on regular bikes riding on the same street, and none of them are wearing helmets. If as long as you're not on the sidewalk riding your scooter or your e-bike, I don't care too much about it. Because if you're following the law of like the road, then it should be fine. Like if the only time that it's possibly dangerous for a pedestrian is if they're on the sidewalk or if you're crossing the street illegally. Like if I cross the street in the middle of the block and then there's an e-bike zooming down, I might get hit by it. But you know, that's on me. I shouldn't be crossing in the middle of the block. But this story doesn't really tell you how. This is 7 days old. I looked for an update on the news. There's still no update, but let's listen in some more.
It has since reopened since the accident, but earlier this morning it was closed off as that massive investigation began into a collision that city officials are hoping to prevent from happening again. It happened quickly. A 17-year-old e-bike rider killed after colliding with an SUV in Lower Manhattan.
All I heard was people screaming, and I looked outside. It was an accident.
It happened just before 9 a.m. Wednesday morning, steps away from NYPD headquarters and City Hall. Police say the 17-year-old boy was riding the electric bike off the Brooklyn Bridge and merged into the same lane as a black Chevy Tahoe, driven by a 40-year-old woman who stayed after the collision. Horrifically, the teen was not wearing a helmet and was pronounced dead at the scene. Mayor Mamdani.
We're talking about a 17-year-old New Yorker who is now dead. And that is something that we should all mourn when we see that a family will have to live with that tragedy.
It does suck. It's 17, way too young. If you're riding a bike, you should wear a helmet. Anybody riding a bike, wear a helmet. I never did because I wasn't a puss. No, I'm joking. You know, I don't ride bikes anymore, but when I did ride bikes, I didn't wear a helmet. But if you're riding a bike, you should definitely wear one. If you're doing any sort of sport, if you're walking around on just your feet, you should wear a helmet. So they just say that they collided. Now, they merged into the same lane. The bike looks like it didn't get ran over. So all I could guess is that they hit on the side of each other. I don't know. They don't say what speed he was going. They don't say how fast the car was going. They don't say if the front of the car hit the back of the bike or if the back of the bike hit the back of the car. They don't give you any information, but they do say that they have to tighten the laws on these e-bikes. So they're just going to use this horrible accident to make more laws around e-bikes, which I really don't care. Whatever, make more laws around the e-bikes. Go for it. But yeah, like, sure, only a 750 watt thing. Well, if the bike was illegal, was it coming from China? I don't know. I don't know. Riding in Manhattan is very, very dangerous. Riding a bicycle in Manhattan is very dangerous. There's fucking crossing the street in Manhattan is dangerous. There's fucking taxis zooming all over the place. In Brooklyn, there's all these God, my neighborhood is really bad. In Bay Ridge, you get these guys with the cars with the souped up engines, where like. Why do you have to make your car sound like it's a piece of shit? Like, why do you have to do that? But yeah, so this kid was killed. But you'll never know what's going on from the news. The news is pretty strange stuff.
Hey, Nick the Rat, what's up?
Hey, what's up? I had an AI job interview this week. It was weird. AI, I don't know if anybody out here has ever had an AI job interview. You click a link, you go into a room, and the AI starts talking to you. It was very strange at first, but you kind of get used to it after a couple minutes. But it's strange. It like responds to your answers with with more questions about what you answered. So it is actually kind of building off of what you were saying, but you don't know when to stop talking or when you're going to get cut off. Like sometimes they'll just cut you off. It's a very strange things, these AI job interviews. And I'm sure it's going to go nowhere. I probably just got dumped into a AI training thing and I just trained the AI some more. But interesting, none the least, being interviewed by a robot. I might have liked it more than an interview with a real person because real people suck, but yeah, I was basically bashing my old CEO during the whole thing. They were like, how do you handle a tough situation, an aggravating situation with a CEO, trying to help the CEO with some aggravating stuff? And I was like, well, just, lube. No, I didn't, no, I said that, okay. More fun things going on in the world of AI. Do you know Hank Green? Hank Green, he does all those little science news things. He's got the Green brothers. He's got that other brother that does the thing or whatever. I don't know what exactly happened, but he's like canceling himself because of AI. He was doing a video. He does like these essay videos where he talks about something, and he used AI to do research. And people called him out for using AI because of something he said. He was like, I forget exactly what he said, but he said something and people were like, oh, he got AI told him to say that. And he was like, you know what? That sentence was actually from me. Like I said that. AI didn't tell me to say that, but I do use AI for my research. And now I'm going to shut my show down for a while I rethink my life because I've been using AI too much to do research. Now, come on, man. The one thing you should be using AI for is research. You're not taking somebody's job away from them. You're using it to enhance your own knowledge base, and it's fast and useful, my friend, Mr. Hank Green. I hope he stays canceled. I got an article. Let me bring this up here. See if maybe there's more. I'm mortified. YouTube star Hank Green apologized for ChatGPT overuse after fans accuse him of including a prompt by mistake, which he didn't do. He didn't even include a prompt by mistake. I have been relying too heavily on AI research as an aid. It can be very useful for this task, giving me access to a lot of papers I didn't know existed really fast. But I think that has been to the detriment of my work because it has not given me the freedom to find all of my own ways and around the topic. Who is Hank Green? He's this guy right here. This lesbian. No, I'm joking. That's mean. I shouldn't say stuff like that. Anyway, yeah, he's on Crash Course and the Sci Show, the Vlog Brothers. Yeah, these guys right here. Yeah, it wasn't on the vlog things. Yeah. Yesterday, 2026, some thoughts on loss. If you're gonna use AI to do research, that's fine. That's probably the best case scenario. I was able to find out about fucking Einstein banging his second cousin and his first cousin, a double cousin. So, yeehaw! That's pretty cool. That's awesome. But if you're using AI to replace your entire workforce, that's not cool. Then there was another AI little issue here. Mr. Eli Roth came out with a movie called Ice Cream Man. Eli Roth, he's he doesn't make very good movies. I've seen a couple of his stinkers here, but apparently he used AI in this movie. Here's the trailer. It's the Green Band. Okay, let's see. This looks like
What happened? Someone hurt my mommy. Who? Me. You guys see that weird ice cream man?
So everybody's all pissed off about Eli Roth using AI to do some generative AI to do like some animated sequence in the movie or something. They should be mad that the movie's just bad. They should, like, I really don't see a difference between generative AI and using something like Final Cut or Photoshop. Like Photoshop to me is also AI. You don't have some guy doing it by hand. You still need a couple people to press the buttons and stuff. I don't know, maybe some other people here will be upset that I said that, but yeah, I think that Eli Roth and Hank Green using AI for their little projects. Hank Green is definitely he's fine. Using it for research, there's no problem with that. Using it for generative animation in a movie, a little poopy. Once I see the movie, like I don't even know what he did. Like I don't know how long the segment was, how much AI he used, if anybody else helped on it. I don't know, but I'm more mad that the movie's retarded instead of the fact that he used AI. Like if you're gonna make a good movie and there's AI in it, who cares? Whatever. It is a tool. It's a tool. But man, oh man, I was looking at my X feed and there's a few people I follow that were just like, this motherfucker used AI. I'll never see another Eli Roth movie again. How about you just don't watch Eli Roth movies? Because most of them are shit. Like, they're not all bad, and I do like that he makes horror movies, but let's see. Hostel, he made Hostel. Inglourious Bastards, he was in Inglourious Bastards. He didn't make it. The Thanksgiving movie was kind of silly. It was funny. Cabin Fever, I heard, was whatever. I think he made Hostel. Borderlands was complete trash. It's, I don't know how he keeps getting funded to make these movies, but whatever. I guess I'm just jealous. Like the new Spider-Man movie, it's there's barely any actors in the movie. It's mostly just AI shit happening. There's just a guy, and then there's, well, it's not AI, but it's, they're green screening, and then they do all the art on top of it. Now, who cares? Who cares? Who cares about it? I don't care. Life is depressing. You see these movies, and I like the new Spider-Man movies well enough, but it just makes me sad that like Tom Holland and Zendaya, whatever, are like fucking billionaires. It's like, man, I can't hate though. That would be stupid of me to hate, because I guess I could be an actor too, right? I could get out there and act. Anyway, let's take a quick break and listen to some voicemails, right? Okay, let's see what we got here. All right, it's a dead voicemail. It's
Hello.
Oh wait, they said allo.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Who left this voicemail?
Hello.
Who left that? Who did that? Anyway, if you'd like to give me a call and let me know what you think about Eli Roth or any of his movies, give me a call at 917-719-5923. You too could talk to me. The Dream Eater? He did the Dream Eater? I don't think I know about that one. Let's see here. We have a caller on the line. How are you doing?
Hello, Mr. Surratt. Please, this is the sewer inspector. Please open your hole for random inspection.
I can open my hole. Actually, I don't even.
Sewer hole.
I don't think I'm even in the Discord right now. Thank you for letting me know. I gotta open that up. Let's see. Where's the sewer hole? I don't know if the sewer
sewer
hole's
hole
open.
seems plugged. That's why the sewer inspector is calling,
All right,
because the flow and the throughput today seems subpar.
All right. It looks like the sewer hole is now open. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna work though. B2, B1. Yeah, it could work.
Can you please report today's flow rate for the official the permanent records?
Let me see here. Let me get this. Looks like it's flowing pretty good.
And the throughput?
The throughput, I would say, is at 30 psi's. Oof.
That sounds about right. Let me record this in the archives in honor of our fallen comrade John Communist Dvorak.
John Communist Dvorak, where he puts the C.
May he rest in Lenin.
Yeah, I miss him. His
miss
son
him too.
has been doing DH Unplugged still. So if you want a little Dvorak humor,
I might check that out. John C. Dvorak left a big hole in our ears. His voice was unusual in a very positive way. Wouldn't you say?
yeah, he was
the raspiness, the the radio people have to have a characteristic, right? And he sounded right.
he had a great voice. I listened to that dude for hours every week. Yeah, he has a great voice. He has a better voice than Adam Curry, I thought. Yeah, and Adam
I think he was probably the perfect contrast. That's why that show did so well.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with the current version of No Agenda or where Adam is.
I guess maybe wherever the winds take it, we'll see what happens. What I was kind of hoping for was a tie-up of Curry and blah, 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 Andrew Horowitz.
That'd be interesting.
Because they both lost their partner. So if they got together in a way, maybe they could, whatever the new thing the new relationship, because obviously there's going to be some sort of like a relationship between two hosts, whatever that would spark, maybe it would somehow give us a little bit of a memory of John every now and then, some reference or something.
Yeah, I don't know if Horowitz has 6 hours a week to put into No Agenda, though.
That's another thing. That's the point. Yeah. Good point.
But I could see Adam going on Dvorak Horowitz, but it's I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know.
I was thinking though, because obviously there's been many hours of tribute to John, well deserved, and I can only say good things about him. But over the time, as you listen to someone for years, you sometimes get annoyed with them, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember? And this is a loaded question because I have my own answer, and I'm kind of, maybe I'll just tell you my own. When I got annoyed with him was when he started bringing in TikTok videos every week, and I just couldn't listen. At one point, I'm like, I'm done. For whatever, a month or two or something. But and then I just got used to it. It's like, okay, this is John being John. But that was one time when he pissed me off in a way I'm like, I'm turning this off.
Mine was that PBS Amy, what was her name? Amy some shit.
Amy. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Goodman? Is it Goodman?
Something.
Yeah, Amy Goodman.
CBS?
I hated
CBS, right?
I hated the Amy Goodman clips.
Those,
but they stopped doing that, and the TikTok ones were annoying, and like the man on the street things were kind of bad. He brought in some bad clips, but
it was, I don't know. I don't like general clips come from all kinds of different sources. I just feel like TikTok was a cursed source for him. Whenever it was a clip from TikTok, it's like don't.
Yeah.
Whatever. And that's the crazy thing about old I'm sorry, John, old people and TikTok. Because I was sitting on a plane coming back from Denver to Chicago a few months ago, and I get on the plane, I'm in the aisle seat. There's a lady in her 60s next to me, and then her husband, I guess, in his 60s in the window seat. Guess what he's doing?
He's on the TikTok.
But guess in what way? No headphones, no nothing.
Are you serious?
Audio on full, and I let it go for about 5 minutes, and then I turned to him. I'm like, "Sir, I can hear your TikToks." And he turns to me. He's like, "Huh? Huh?" I'm like, "Sir, I can hear your TikToks." And he's like, "Oh, sorry." And then he turns them. He turns the volume down. But I'm half his age. I didn't think that I would have to reprimand a 65, assuming year old man for watching TikTok on full volume.
That's embarrassing.
And there's something, and then I talked to my mom, and she mentioned something that somebody that she knows that's older on TikTok all day. So there's some magical element, because TikTok has the algorithm magic, right? It captures the kids, captures all kinds of people, but it also captures the old people who we would think they would stay away from computers and stuff. No, they've moved from Facebook to TikTok.
Let's see here. Yeah, apparently Claude says that COVID accelerated it. A lot of older adults joined during lockdowns.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because then you feel kind of connected. The videos seem live, because they change 30 seconds, and next one.
Yeah, and then YouTube short. I get addicted to the YouTube shorts. I could fall into that pit because I use
Shorts
YouTube a lot.
I think those are a little bit, yeah.
And then the shorts, I just start going through it, and I'm like, oh, the next one, oh, the next one, oh, the next one, oh, the next. I'm like, fuck, what am I doing in my life?
Yeah, but I don't know. Those seem a little bit less, I don't know, punishing. I've spent minimal time on TikTok, but it's just a strange thing that older people seem to be drawn to it like moss.
Yeah, they I don't know. Maybe it's because they think it's about their heart. Like, oh, my ticker.
my ticker tucker. I gotta keep it going.
Gotta
keep it going by swiping.
Yeah. They got some in China. They have some crazy versions of TikTok. I was trying to find a video that I saw of like this Asian chick doing this dang song or whatever, but then I got looped into going to like.
I know which song. Yeah.
You know the dang song?
Yeah, I know the dang song.
Oh, damn. So I was trying to find the source. Yeah, so I was trying to find the source of it, and I wound up in like China TikTok world or something. It was wild. I think
Go on.
It was, they have like, there was something like with a dog face or something. I don't know. They have some weird shit, and like everybody, they make like these they take like a meme and then they all do it. It's brain rot to like the 10th degree.
To the max.
It was insane.
Brain rot maxing.
The China really knows how to throw out the slop. They perfected it.
I wonder, is that like, what is it, like a Baofeng or whatever, like some of their version, or literally on TikTok, their TikTok?
No,
or
it wasn't TikTok. It was like a different
site, site.
It was like it was some weird Chinese site. I forget how I fell into that hole. I wonder if I could find it again, but dang Chinese girl.
So they're impersonating dogs, and they say you are what you eat. Did you hear about the dogs that escaped from being captured in China?
No, I haven't heard about this.
Okay, so a few months ago, this was a story. I don't know. It seemed manufactured because it went all around for like 3 days. Started on like Chinese internet, made it to our internet. Story was that a bunch of dogs, group of dogs that were hanging out in some town outside every day, they got captured by some guy that was trying to sell dogs for meat purposes. And they escaped on the highway, long distance from where they got captured from, and they got led back to home by a corgi named Big Fat. And Big Fat watched out for the whole group, including a German Shepherd that was injured. and they made it back all day, going all day along the highway, half into the next day, and they made it back home.
Wow.
And somehow this was a story of like pictures. Nick, Mr. Surratt, with all due respect, there were pictures of the dogs along this highway.
How many? How many were there?
Like a group, like 5 or 6, looked big fat, Mr. Injured German Shepherd, and a few other guys from the neighborhood. You know, little Italian guy, the other guy.
Oh man, I found it. I think this was the site. I found the Chinese site. I think it's called Blee Blee. Blee 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 Blee. Yeah, front page. This is they got some weird stuff going on in China over here.
And then Mr. Nick the Rat, to another dog story from more recently in China. Also, someone stole a show dog and sold him for meat purposes again for like the equivalent of $200. And the person who the show dog was stolen from was ready to offer like thousands of dollars. But the person was like, no, sorry, I already sold him for $20.
I wonder if show dogs taste better than regular dogs.
You don't need the fur. The fur is the nicer part. Is the under fur nicer too? Do you have any experience?
No, I do not.
Under fur of a show dog versus if they're worked out, I guess if the meat is lean, then I guess not, right? But the show dogs don't have to be working out. They might be more pampered. And if they're pampered, they're just sitting around. And if they're sitting around, they're like the Japanese Wagyu cows.
Nice and fat dogs.
Mr. Sir Nick the Rat, you might be onto something.
Yeah, so
this. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm going down the Chinese hole of billy 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 billy.
I'm just thinking the Chinese dog trader made a bad trade. He should have sold the dog meat for premium. Called it Japanese dog. A5 dog.
Why are we talking about dog meat again?
A5 Wagyu dog.
What kind of sauce do you put on that? K9? They should have K9 steak sauce.
Yes.
K9 steak sauce.
We have a business. We had your unemployment. Forget your AI interview.
Yeah. K9 steak sauce.
Let's make a sauce company. Yes, we're gonna sell it exclusively in Chinatown.
Oh man, we'd be killed if we did that. I think
you got New York. I got Chicago. We just need LA, and we're golden. Maybe we can contact the sriracha guy.
Oh.
He's got to be free, right? The sriracha's just brewing, cooking.
His mama was Heinz 57. Yeah. I think we have an what is that called? An escape plan?
Memorandum of understanding, like what US and Iran have.
That shit's crazy, man. I don't know what's going on in Iran right now. Seems like all the news about Trump has totally disappeared other than just talking about Iran. And the war is off and the war is on and the war is off and the war is on. And that's all the news about Trump has been lately. I
don't know if there's more. I know that from history, and like they went over on No Agenda Iran is very difficult to deal with and all that. And that's what Trump is saying and everything. However, everybody is playing to the media, to the headlines, to market response and everything. I feel like all we're seeing is largely theater that might actually be agreed on behind the scenes.
Market manipulation. Like, let's make some money.
Yes. And then you know what? It might not actually necessarily be market manipulation more than like overall geopolitical manipulation, because there's also China involved and all that. I was looking into the history of the oil markets and the trading of in particular, because that's when the markets became markets, because there was trading. And during that time, when Iran and Israel were mortal enemies, they actually built a oil pipeline from one country to another, so they can transmit oil.
But they're
But
enemies.
in the headlines, yes, in the headlines and in the media, they're all enemies. They don't like each other. But in this record, you can find out which traders. I believe it was Mark Rich. I believe it was Mark Rich, the original, the oil king, who facilitated a deal between Iran and Israel to build a pipeline quietly, so nobody knows, but so there can be, refueling when they need to make deals, even if in the newspaper they're fighting.
I'm gonna miss No Agenda. How else are we gonna know about all this? When I met Adam Curry, I was like, I just want to say thank you to him, because I was like, Adam, if it wasn't for you, I would have felt like I was going insane, because all the news out there is all just brain numbing baloney, and you guys actually did pull back the covers and show us what was going on a little bit behind all of it, and it made me feel more sane and normal. Like I wasn't going crazy.
Because you hear somebody else talking about this, and they make sense when they talk about it, and you're like, okay, yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. And
but you know what? Maybe you know how they say when you behead, like when you kill a gang leader, it's like beheading a hydra, and then you grow 1,000 heads or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe with John, what you just said, people miss stuff like this. Like I'm calling you right now. We're talking about this stuff. So in a way, it's like a node, little new Hydra head of No Agenda. It's not on No Agenda. You're not going to find it maybe in the exact same centralized source. They're all about decentralized stuff, right?
This is true.
Motherfucker, No Agenda's been decentralized.
It exploded. It's like popping a zit. Now all the shit's everywhere. But they were they were good at what they did. There's a lot of people out there that try to do what they do, and they
in a way that was the most unexpected, because when I saw, I just scrolled past on Twitter, it just showed up John C. Dvorak with dates. I'm like, no. What? Why is there this is clearly birth date, and why is there today, or yesterday on this, and then I obviously knew that by the time I clicked that I'm reading an obituary.
Yeah.
But it was like I listened to the show before, he was on there.
How'd you find John C. Dvorak?
I found John C. Dvorak through Adam Curry after he made his first appearance on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh, really? You're a Rogan donation.
Yes, I'm originally way back. I heard Adam, and the whole episode, I was like, I'm on board. I want to listen to your show. And then when I first tried the first episode of No Agenda, the thing that caught me and kept me was the quality of the production.
Yeah, it sounds good. It's a very good sounding
show. It starts with the producer created bits and stuff, and then once they actually start talking, the audio is excellent. The levels and everything, because Adam is a perfectionist about all that. But and then so we got this guy kind of excited Adam, and then we have John, with the raspy voice, which I've always enjoyed listening to on the radio. I've listened to radio for many years. Like that kind of a voice was always in some way comforting. And then you have a balance.
You ever listen to Art Bell?
No, I didn't get a chance to. When did he retire?
Well, he died.
Well, did he retire? Did he retire at the microphone?
Yeah, I think he did. It was more or less the same.
He keeled over and he retired
12 years ago. I basically started my show as soon as he died and stopped doing his show. I was like, oh man, so I got to start doing this.
Okay.
The cool thing about his show, you could listen to older episodes of his stuff. Listening to older episodes of No Agenda works, but Art Bell talks about like aliens and shit, so you could listen to it basically whenever, and it doesn't lose its punch or its relativeness, because it's timeless.
Right. It's not. Yes.
But
Like a good comedy act. Yeah.
And he's got a really good raspy voice too. Art Bell has a great voice. I wish I had a more of a yeah, I can't. I suck. I'm a horrible podcaster.
I'll definitely. I don't even have like a map of a voice. Like I can't even imagine his voice. So, but I know about him. It's not like when you said Art Bell, I was like, who? So I know who you're talking about. But I will. Now that you mention it, I will go back and I'll listen to it if I were to.
Yeah, just listen to anything. Just look up Art Bell. Just pick anything. Just listen to it, and he just sounds great. He's got a great broadcast voice. Great to listen to.
Yeah. I'll take a look at that.
But once again, he talks about aliens and shit. So he used to talk about politics, but he stopped when he was like, "Wait, people will talk about aliens, and I just sit here and listen to them." Sure. And then
I'm gonna get Ronald Reagan election results.
Yeah,
on that show.
You might. It was way back in the time like that. Yeah, that it was. He was a good interview too. Like, look for Art Bell interviewing George Carlin. That was a good one.
I just went back to your interview with McAfee. I literally like 3 days ago.
That was a good interview.
Because I need podcast material during the day. So sometimes the podcast material is an old Nick the Rat episode.
Oh, awesome!
With all due respect.
I was nervous as hell interviewing him. I was like, I can't believe I'm doing this. I was really, really fucking shaking and stuff. I was like,
the only thing was when you mispronounced his name at the beginning.
Why you gotta bring that up, man?
Other than that, I'm listening. Like, this is a great interview, but I don't know if he was sensitive about that. He was a weird guy, so you don't know. I have no idea if he was like, oh, he didn't know my name, or if he was like, whatever. Like, if he forgot that, 30 seconds later because he was
drunk too. Yeah, I was trying to
5 glasses of vodka.
Yeah, that was crazy.
You were just taking swigs of Jameson.
Yeah, that's fun. Man, I miss alcohol. Those were the days.
You have to meditate into an alcoholic state.
The weird thing is, his wife blocked me because I was following her on Twitter, and she blocked me. I didn't know why. I was like, I didn't even I didn't interact with her at all. I did talk to her to get the interview, and then after that, she blocked me. I think maybe because I said his name wrong.
Not in this house, motherfucker.
It's like for. Wonder how she's doing. I haven't seen anything from her in a while.
I don't know. There's someone is controlling that account though.
Yeah,
it's been doing things. Like, it retweeted something, it followed people. That account is under someone's control.
Janice.
Maybe John roaming about. John and about. If you know what, out of the two people that might not be dead, McAfee and Epstein.
Oh yeah.
Please, John, please still be with us.
Yeah, he probably is still around somewhere. He's I could believe that. I could believe that.
Spanish. What do we know about Spanish prison?
Nothing. It's corrupt.
We know about French prison from what was the movie? Tom Hanks.
The Green Mile.
The French, the Mille, what's green? Shit, the Mille Verde. It's not verde. Gosh, I have no French knowledge. Yeah.
No, I don't know.
It would have been so nice. It would have been so beautiful to just. It probably wasn't beginning of Catch Me If You Can when he goes to the prison to find the guy. Yeah, the guy who was impersonating people, and yes. He was in like a French prison, like a cell. Mold and water, cold, wet, disgusting, kind of like sewer holes. Your neighbor sewer holes. I'm sure your sewer hole is exquisite and
kind of
grandiose.
Yeah.
But so that we know that French prison from that one particular piece of evidence that French prison is shit. So what is Spanish prison like?
Can't be any good.
Do they make you eat old ham?
Ugh. Jamon.
Old jamon. Miscured hamon. It's slightly miscured hamon that you have to suffer through your sentence.
It was a good one. Yeah, it was a good one. Caller?
The receiver.
I'm going to have to hang up on you now. I have things I have to talk about. But thank you for the call.
Please talk about them. You're welcome for the call. Thank you for being there. Enjoy the rest of the sewer night.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, rock on.
Bye. All right, that was awesome. Give me a call back another time. Thank you for that call. That was nice. That was nice. Other things we got here. Let's see what we just talked about. We have to talk about Taco Bell and the cyclospora happenings going on. There is some funny stuff going on here. So Taco Bell is having a sale now. Where is this article? Can I copy this and paste this here? They're having a sale. No, not their sales fell. Well, their sales are falling. So they were like, let's see here. Turner said sales have improved steadily over the past 10 days, thanks in part to a short-term promotion such as the $1 Tuesday drops. So they are selling tacos for $1 because they're losing money. The thing is that if you eat Taco Bell and you get cyclospora, you could sue. There's a woman suing currently Taylor Farms and Taco Bell. Warren woman, 13th to file a lawsuit. Now, I said this before, that a great thing to do would be to eat a ton of Taco Bell, keep the receipts, and get sick, and then just sue. Because people are doing it, and they're actually able to do it here. Let's video here.
Consumers are confused about what is safe to eat. There has been a sharp increase in the number of cases of cyclosporiasis, which is a gastrointestinal disease that causes watery, explosive diarrhea. People do not want to get this disease, and they're trying to figure out how to keep themselves safe. The outbreak has been linked to iceberg lettuce from the supplier Taylor Farms from a facility down in central Mexico. Well, Taylor Farms has recalled this product, but the number of cases keeps climbing. And so health experts are searching for other products that could be linked to this disease. Sales data shows that lettuce sales at grocery stores are down.
This guy is boring to listen to. That's a boring guy to listen to right there. Hey, Sir Seat Sitter, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, so go to Taco Bell, get $1 taco, keep the receipt. If you get sick, sue them. That is my recommendation. Taylor Farms is a pretty shady goddamn thing. A long time ago, I was eating some Taylor Farms mixed green salad thing. I think I probably told this story before. And there was a piece of metal in it. And I bit into it, and it hurt my tooth. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I pulled out a piece of metal. It was a little, I try to like contact them and all that. They weren't very helpful. I think Taylor Farms is evil and corrupt and a really fucked up company. And there's also they were look at this, look at what Taylor Farms has been doing over here.
Taylor Farms is alleging that one of their employees stole more than $32 million from the company.
I like how she said that. $32 million. Yeah, this happened recently too. A Tennessee ex-president. I guess there's presidents all around the country, different Taylor Farm factories or whatever. But I think where did Taylor Farms come from? When did Taylor Farms start, and who started it? And how much corruption is there in the company? Let's see if AI knows.
Brian Thur was the former president of Taylor Farms, Tennessee. He's accused of illegally putting family members on the payroll, submitting fraudulent expense reimbursements, and operating 2 businesses that were subsidized through unauthorized Taylor Farm payments. We did reach out to federal investigators for comment. They said that they could not comment on an ongoing investigation.
Yeah,
Taylor
Farm's been the president that is getting sued. He's been there from like 2012 till like 2025. He's been there for a long time, and he's a piece of shit apparently. Let's see. It was founded in 1995. This is Taylor Fresh Foods by Bruce Taylor, a 3rd-generation member of the family engaged in fresh produce industry. Later acquired by Chiquita before starting Taylor Farms. Privately owned, $7 billion company with 25,000 employees. Let's see. On corruption, let's see. Nothing really. Taylor Farms currently connected to a lettuce-related food poisoning outbreak involving Taco Bell, but apparently they don't even know if that's the thing either, because they keep saying, oh, we're looking into it, and it looks like we cut it off, but people are still getting sick, so maybe it's not that. Yeah, there's nothing really else going on with them. Meh. And if Cyclospora wasn't enough, we got even more fun stuff coming down the pipeline. Some fungus shit. Listen to this.
Our state is currently the epicenter for the Cyclospora outbreak, but we're also dealing with a drug-resistant superbug proving just as hard to stamp out. Health officials confirmed the fungus Candida auris has now been detected in nearly half of all U.S. states.
Candida auris. It's a species of fungus that grows as a yeast. It's one of the few species of a genus Candida. Hello, caller. You're on the line. How are you doing?
It's a fungus among us.
There's a fungus among us, the Candida auroris. Auris.
Is it a fungus among us?
Yes, a fungi. And apparently this is going to be the next big thing killing everybody in America too. There's going to be some heavy restrictions on food and tracking food going on. I think this is all part of a plan for them to lock down our food supply more.
Kind of, I don't know what they're thinking, we don't know where it's coming from.
No, but it keeps happening, and I think that's why I think the government's doing it so they could track the food more, and they'll be able to trace it more. They'll be like, hey, look, all this shit's going on. We're gonna need to put RFID chips in your bananas.
They probably already. Well, I mean, I would think they probably already do that with the crating of them.
Yeah, but
probably got some sort of bullshit on it.
They're going to do it even more.
You're talking in my nanner itself.
Or they're just going to get rid of all fresh food, and you can only eat boxed lettuce. Some stupid shit.
Is it a euphemism for something, or?
Yes.
Okay. Sounds good.
Or it's processed food only. They're just getting ready for after
probably
RFK gets out of there.
We got to save the planet by having food that's processed 30 ways to Sunday.
That's the only way they could find out where all this is coming from, is if they make the food. You can't rely on nature.
That's what I always, we've got no funding for roads here, but we sure got funding for flock cameras everywhere.
Oh man, everybody's going crazy about these flock cameras lately. It's
they're all over now around by me. They're mysteriously popping up in every district. Seems like.
Are you are you taking part in destroying them, or are you?
No, No, I do have a green laser, which is supposed to do something. I don't know what it would do though.
Actually, if you that would be that would work if you had like a high powered laser, because that could fuck up sensors in cameras. So if you just that would be a really quick way of doing it too.
They said a green laser, but I don't know. I mean, it is a high powered pointer. If I shine it at the wall, you really can't even look at the dot because it starts hurting your eyes.
Yeah, that's.
So it is quite intense.
People been throwing slices of American cheese on top of the sun. What's that called? The fucking solar panel that's on top of it.
I've been staying on social media as much as I can. Then ICE is using them to track illegals.
Hmm. But how do they know they're illegal?
I don't know. I'm just saying that so maybe people will start throwing them down.
Oh.
You know? Oh my God, ICE is using these. We got to cut them down.
We got to save the illegals.
Kind of like the same thing that there's $40 to $75 worth of copper inside of them.
Yeah, then the meth heads go for it.
Yeah. And there's about a nickel worth of copper in it.
Wow. But yeah, I'm thinking that laser is a good idea because that's really quick. You could just like walk by in a Halloween mask, go bap, and keep walking. You don't have to like climb up or break it or throw cheese on it.
I don't know how much it would screw it up though. I should test it out on my. We got cameras at work that do different kind of sensing, tracking. We could probably try it out on one of those, but I don't know if it screws it up or what. But
let me turn
they sure are everywhere with their little solar panels.
Well, let's see. This video is this guy is blasting some camera with it. It looks like it messes it up for. Yeah, it looks like it'll fuck it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just get a high-powered laser and just shoot it right into the lens.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I need like a scope for mine so I can like aim at it and then just hit it with the blast and then take off, you know.
You do it from far away too. Those lasers are strong.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
A couple blocks
like
away.
A scope.
Oh yeah. Warriors
Scope
of the future.
I got my laser with the scope.
It's a super scope, a fucking Nintendo 64 laser gun.
Oh man, I could fashion it into the super blaster. What was it called? The one for the one for the Super NES. It was something.
It was the super scope.
It was a blaster. What was it?
The super scope. It looked like a bazooka.
Yeah. Yep, that's what they called that one.
Yeah.
I thought they had blaster in it somehow. I guess.
No, that was the Nintendo one was the blaster. NES blaster.
Yeah, okay.
I think it was not new.
It was
blaster.
It was the finger blaster, right?
The finger blaster. Yes. No, it was the zapper.
Okay.
The NES zapper. It's not the finger blaster.
God, for some reason I remember finger blaster. I'm not sure why.
Let me look up finger blaster. Let's see, finger blaster. Oh, Amy Schumer comes up when I type that in.
Oh, yikes! Close. Go to private browsing. Launch store.
I'm done for. Well, there was apparently. What is this? Finger blasters. It's awesome taste, and the fingers curled.
I guess they also consider that like you used to have a guy that would walk through the office when years ago. He'd always do the
Oh, that guy's cool.
Finger blasters. Yeah.
After he does that, you should actually like shoot him.
He did it in the front office to me when he was walking past, and then it was a long hallway in the office. And when I got to the other end, there was a secretary there that had seen him do that. And I said, "Hey, he's shooting blanks again." And she just about spit her coffee out when I said it.
What? If somebody did that to me, I would do the jerk off into the air thing.
That would have been awesome. Feel like it's all hitting you in the face. Like, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You're not supposed to do that. That was a skit on the Whitest Kids You Know. That was fun. Whitest Kids You Know. Jerk off motion. Slow jerk. Now that was a different thing. Oh, damn.
What's the other disease that's out now? What is it called?
The fungus thing?
Yeah, what was it?
Oh, it was
The CDC says most reported cases.
the
Not
fungus Candida auris.
And what is that from?
Here, listen. Did you hear that when I was playing it?
No.
Okay, hold on. Let me pump this through more ports. Here, listen to this.
Cases are in Texas, where there are 700 known cases. Michigan is not far behind, with more than 500 cases as of mid-July. Doctors say healthy people should be able to fight off the infection on their own, but the fungus can be potentially deadly in healthcare settings where patients may already be immune compromised. The fungus can survive on surfaces for a long time and spread to patients through breathing tubes, IVs, and catheters.
It spreads through breathing tubes, IVs, and catheters.
What?
Are they not giving people fresh, clean catheters?
That's what I was just gonna say. I'm pretty certain those aren't reusable.
Those
are perishable items. We call those perishable.
Let's share catheters.
One-time use.
Yeah.
Hey, I got this tube up my penis. Would you like to use it for a little while?
I think this one will fit you. It's the same barrel size, right? Oh God.
It'll work anally if you want it to.
Yeah, it's like a yeast or something, and I don't understand how it could spread through a catheter. That's just wrong.
Fungus is? Oh, so it's like some sort of
it's drug resistant and deadly fungus.
Dick cheese or
dick cheese, yeah. It's pretty gross. See if there's a picture of it. Yeah, it looks like yeah. It's like fungus. That's gross. I wouldn't want this shit growing on my dick.
The perfect opportunity to tell you about this time I was dating a girl. And it was a few days later that I got this weird stuff that started coming out of my eye socket. So yeah, I think it was pink eye.
Yeah. Did it get cleared up?
Yeah. Some topical cream.
Did she fart into your pillow?
Well,
bare ass.
I don't know if she did on purpose. I mean, it might have happened in the course of events, but our pillow farting happens in real world scenarios around the world.
Ew.
Also, around the world happens in real world scenarios around the world.
There's a lot of things just growing on the human body, man. There's like face parasites. There's like little spiders that live in your pores on your face.
Oh. Like all the time?
Yeah, like all the time. I was reading about it. Spiders that live in
Makes
face.
sense. I get a little bit more itchy every once in a while than normal, Probably when they're coming out to play or something.
Demodex mites.
Oh, okay. So it's like a dust mite, really. Right?
Yeah. But they like live in your pores and they're all over your face, and probably everybody has them.
Do they serve a purpose? Like they clean your skin or something? Or do they just poop all over your skin? They probably. Is that what the grease is on your face? It's like their excrement, maybe. Got that greasy dust mite poo face, I guess.
Oh, they do serve a purpose. Yes, they do, or at least they're not simply parasites causing harm or no reason. They clean up. The cleanup crew, they feed on excess skin oil, dead skin cells, and certain bacteria. Ew.
Huh. They're like eager little beavers cleaning your face.
Yeah, but do they also shit on you? Do they shit
Well, they probably
in your
shit on you
face?
too, yeah. Yeah. Mainly, I think they probably go to the rim of your mouth and then they shit in your mouth.
Yes, in a sense, there's a little bit more interesting and gross than a simple answer. Demodex mites don't have an anus. They lack a separate extra, so they can't defecate.
No butt sex for them.
Ah.
Huh.
Let's see.
I feel like they go through life without an anus.
I don't know.
Huh.
They decompose on your face.
Oh.
So it's less pooping on your face. It's more living their whole life inside of your pore than dying and dissolving there, dumping everything they've been holding on to. So they're not even really cleaning it up. They eat it, it goes inside them, then they die, and they just let all that shit back out onto you.
It's like a slob that eats all the stuff and then dies.
I'm gonna puke.
Itself to death. I'm sure you can wash it off though, can't you?
They're inside of your pores. I don't know. Can you wash them off? I don't know, dude. Not really, not fully. So yeah, they're in there. They're in there deep. Regular cleansing helps manage the conditions they thrive in. Excess oil, dead skin, all that, blah blah blah. I guess, yeah. I guess it's only bad if there's too many of them living in your pores.
Usually they're, yeah. I wonder if, well, I mean, I guess the oil excreted from you is their food, huh?
Yeah. Ugh.
Like hair oil, you know what they call that, right?
What do they call hair oil?
You don't know the technical name for it?
Let's see.
Sebum.
What's called what?
Sebum.
It's called sebum.
Sebum.
No, sebum. I just looked it up. Sebaceous glands. Sebaceous. That girl was sebaceous.
She was hot, but her hair was full of sebum.
Oh. Sebum and secum. Semen. I put the semen on her sebum.
Sebum.
Can you drive a
you
car
got
with
stuff
sebum?
like on your eyelids or something too, or eyelashes. That's somewhere.
Well, yeah, that's where the
right on your eyelashes.
And life is disgusting. We're like a walking factory of grossness.
You think some of this stuff would pitch in and help out a little bit, you know? Like, hey, maybe help me burn fat or something.
Yeah.
Or, hey, how about you increase my hair growth down there?
What? Make my hair long pubic hair?
Yeah. Why don't you guys pitch in and give me gold flowing locks?
Oh God!
Down in my crotch.
Caller, I'm about to puke.
You could have like Jessica Simpson flowing hair going on down there, you know? Something nice.
I'm gonna puke.
I mean, it's better than if you got like I don't know, Mel Brooks or something going on down there. Or
I'm imagining Gru's brother. You probably don't know who that is.
Who?
You ever watch Despicable Me?
Yeah.
Did you ever see the one where Gru has a brother? He's got really long blonde hair.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Well, you know who Gru is, right? So imagine him with long blonde hair. So I'm imagining that's what you're talking about right now.
Wow, that would be kind of phallic a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
there's some fallacy going on there.
Yeah. I'll put it into Discord if you want to see a picture of what's going on over here. It's there it is. All right. Ugh.
could open up a chain of hairstyling salons that specialize in doing what was the guy's name?
Actually, is there like a pubic hair salon where you could get like styles? You get your pubes styled? I know you get the Brazilian, they just rip it out, but what about like actually styling your pubes?
Like doing lightning bolts, shit like that, you mean?
Yeah. Or like, a comb over.
Like the all-seeing eye. Something like that. Pyramid with an all-seeing eye at the top of it. Or maybe it's like shaped backwards. So you'd have to, well, how would you look at that? Looking at maybe if they could make it on
Oh, okay.
like a vagine, and it would be an upside down pyramid.
Apparently,
and then the all-seeing eye would be her butthole.
Apparently, it's called bikini artistry or vajazzling.
What was the second one?
Vajazzling.
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 Kind of like bedazzling,
yes,
but vajazzling.
Pubic hair grooming, nice. Intimate grooming salon.
Does it involve gems like bedazzling?
I guess you could probably glue some gems on there. Ribbed for her pleasure.
You put out little words in it in the bedazzle beads.
This is the most disgusting phone call.
Fishy, something like that.
Caller. I'm gonna hang up on you because I'm gonna go puke now.
Have I ever told you about toe fungus and how it?
Yeah, let's take a quick music break. We got what do we got here? The Dida with chlorophyll overdose. We'll be right back.
Timber. Photosynthesis engaged. Do you hear the roots? They are vibrating squelch sap. Warning. Chlorophyll overdose. The forest is awake. Drop the pine cone.
But I'm moving my waist, got that organic flavor, that chlorophyll taste. My bark is distinct, yeah, I'm rugged and rough, making techno from twigs, man, I can't get enough. The squirrels are confused, the owls are on trance. This is the only way your willow knows how to dance. No legs, just roots, stepping deep in the soil. I'm heating up the sap, yeah, I'm making it boil. Boil, 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 boil.
tree need water, 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 water,
Thank you, Ducky, for suggesting that music break. I was the most disgusting phone call that I think I've had in a while. This show is a value for value show. Everything you hear is free. But if you got any value out of it, let me know. You could donate to me, Nick the Rat. There's a P.O. Box 90549, Brooklyn, New York 11209. This week, our box was empty. Empty box. Let's see if there's any other donate. You could also go to nicktherat.com/donate.html, and there's ways to donate there. Let's see if anybody has donated this week. I think we did get one or two in here. Let's see here. Let's see. Grow your YouTube channel. No, that's not a thing here. No. Here we go. We got one right here. We got one right here. Whoa. Is Eric PP in the chat? There's no note. Maybe I shouldn't even have said that. $70. $70. Wow. No note. What the hell? Just a bomb of $70. I don't know if I was supposed to say that it was from Eric PP, but thank you so much, anonymous. Well, too late. It's already the cat's out of the bag. Eric PP just gave me $70. Thank you so much for that value. That makes you a super rat. I don't know. I don't really have any levels for stuff, but thank you so much, Eric, for the $70. Much needed these days. I will be buying lots of beans in your name. We also have one more donation here. I read donation amounts, initials, and notes. Sometimes I'll dox you just like I did to Eric PP. Sorry about that. 433 came from DM. DM sent me 433. Thank you so much, DM, for the 433. You could also donate by going to twitch.tv. And if you have an Amazon Prime account, you could donate for free. Let's see if anybody has donated there. We got Ducky On here we go. Ducky On resub for 5 months at tier 1. They've been sub for 78 months. Wow. Ducky On, you've been around forever. I love you. Mwah. We got Darth Chump, gave me a follow 2 hours ago. Darth Chump, subscribe with Prime. Thank you so much, Darth Chump. New to the channel, Darth Chump. Thank you so much. There was a hype train that started, and I don't know where that went to, but that's fine. And Aaron Roars reached a 5-stream streak. I think he needs some toilet paper for that streak there. Yes, it was Depeche Mode that sent that to me. It wasn't Depeche Mode. But yeah, if you like the show or anything and you want to send me some love, please do. That's how. Thank you so much. And maybe I'll stop talking about face mites and stuff.
Nick the Rat.
Yes, Nick the Rat. That's me. All right, let's get back to the show. We still have some more stuff that I want to talk about here. Where's my notes? We talked about Cyclospora, the new fungus. The X-Files. Let's talk about the X-Files really quick. X-Files is coming out with some new Lego sets, or Lego set. It looked pretty cool. It's like a UFO over like a forest, and then under there is Mulder's office. It's really cool. $200. I won't be buying it because it's $200, but you know, maybe one day in the future, I'd pick it up. And what is that called when you ejaculate on your toy? No, I'm just. I'd give a tribute to Gillian Anderson's Lego person. That'd be a really hard wank to get off. I'm gonna puke now. Sorry, everybody. This is the most disgusting show ever. All right. Also, I was on YouTube, and the other night, last night, I was watching the Castle Rock season 2. That show is ridiculous. It's a ridiculous show. Check Alibaba in a few months. Yeah, they'll probably be up there cheaper. The woman from The Misery, she's in it. Basically, Castle Rock is like a Stephen King circle jerk. Like everything that you could think about Stephen King is in this show. So I was watching that, and I was flipping through YouTube, and I was like, "What is this? Hulu? 2 hours ago, X-Files." I was like, "What the hell? There's a new X-Files movie coming out?" And then I was looking at it, and I was like, "Wait a second." Sculder and Moldy and Sculder, Scully and Mulder, they looked young. I was like, wow, they de-aged them for a new movie? There's gonna be a new X-Files movie and they de-aged them? But no, it was just the 2008 movie, I Want to Believe. Silly enough. They're coming out with like a director's cut of it or something. I don't know. So I got all excited. I was like, oh my, because I miss the 90s TV. I miss X-Files and Fringe and the Twin Peaks. That is like a cool show on TV that comes out weekly that you want to sit down and watch. They don't make it like they used to. Everything is shitty now. Anyway, enough about the past. But yeah, the X-Files. I'm gonna probably rewatch that again. I watched the whole series of it. I think maybe like 8 years ago. I watched it all. It's time to watch it again. I love the X-Files. I haven't seen the new season they released though. The newest one, I heard it was pretty bad though. Maybe I won't watch it so I don't spoil my opinion on the show, but maybe I will watch it because I never saw it before. Oh man, Sliders. Fuck yeah, Marcella. Yes, that's a good one. Talking about weird stuff. We have, here, let's bring this up here. China has been doing gene editing, and a girl died doing gene editing there. This is a crazy story. A top Chinese medical university is investigating the death of a young girl in an experimental gene editing trial conducted by a leading expert at its affiliated hospital that has raised serious concerns about ethics in China's booming biomedical industry. Yeah, they do everything down there. I heard that they've been doing like, what is that, gene cutting? CRISPR. They've been doing CRISPR on babies and stuff. Like you could get your baby, when you have a kid there, you could get it manufactured or some shit. Like you get like, oh, I want my Chinese kid to be black with blue eyes. It's pretty crazy. But this is a little bit different though. These people paid $860,000. I don't know how old the kid was, but the kid was already born. And she had something wrong with her, and she wasn't gonna. Hold on, let's see. The girl's parents told the outlet that the doctors didn't warn them that their daughter could die, and that hoped the treatment would correct her gene defect. Behind developmental delays they worried would affect her later in life. Well, I guess they kind of fixed her from not having these defects affect her later in life. They killed her. They're doing everything down there. The context of the latest clinical trials is vastly different. Gene editing is an emerging form of gene therapy. I don't want to read all. Is there a news article anywhere? Is there some? Let's see if there's anything on YouTube. Death in gene editing, China. Let's see what we get here.
A Chinese medical university is investigating the death of a 6-year-old girl who
She was 6. All right. This is an AI voice and a half, but whatever. It's giving us some good information.
underwent an experimental gene editing treatment, raising fresh concerns about ethics in China's fast-growing biotech industry. The child reportedly received an unproven therapy for a rare genetic disorder, but her death was never publicly disclosed. Investigators say the family paid more than $800,000 for the treatment, while experts question whether safety risks were properly explained. The case has sparked calls for greater transparency, stricter oversight, and stronger protections for patients in experimental medical trials.
Want more stories that shape our world?
Yes, I want more stories, Mrs. Boobies. Crazy music back there. Yeah, I think they were injecting it into her brain too. I don't know what the hell is going on. China's a scary place. They're not just doing robots and AI there. They're doing gene therapy stuff. They're just going the distance. They're harvesting organs. I don't know. How old is Winnie the Pooh? I'm sure he's going to live a long time. He's going to live to be like 200 years old. I'm sure, that guy. Yeah, I hate that AI voice too. It's annoying. But I just wanted to know her age. So I found her age. She was 6. Sucks. They spent $800,000 and killed their kid. That's crazy. How much? Like, that's a lot of fucking money. Like, I guess there's some rich people down in China. I guess there has to be. More shitty science news. Look at this. VA launches trials to test GLP-1 medication on vets for alcohol use disorder. Yeah, they're going to start giving vets GLP-1 medications so they stop drinking alcohol. It's this part really threw me for a loop. The study, known as cessation or reduction of alcohol consumption in veterans, CRAVE. They always have to have some stupid fucking name. It's the CRAVE trial. They're going to start giving vets the CRAVE. Will enroll more than 600 veterans. This part threw me for a loop. 18. You could be a veteran at the age of 18 to 80. So they're going to be giving vets, people that fought for our country, Ozempic to see if it helps them stop drinking alcohol. There's probably better ways to do this. Like, how about you say, hey, if you don't drink alcohol, we'll give you like $300 a week or something, or $200. $200 a week, you don't drink alcohol, see if that works. And it'll last a couple years. Put the Ozempic in the beer. Fill it with semaglutides. Participants with moderate or severe alcohol use disorder will receive weekly injections of either semaglutide or a placebo for 24 weeks. What are they getting? Do they get paid to do this? To be these guinea pigs? Like, this seems a little bit messed up. Like, you know, hey, you went to war and now you like alcohol. Some of you are going to get Ozempic and some of you are going to get placebo. And then we're going to you're our test dummies. Depopulation agendas. You know it. You know it. All right. Let's stop looking at sad science news and go to sad New York news.
I am proud to announce a collection of essential staples that will be predictably 30% cheaper at all 5 of our city-run grocery stores.
So Mr. Ma'am Dam a Ling Dang a Ding Dong is opening up government-run grocery stores. where everything in the store is going to be 30% cheaper. 30% cheaper. So if you could buy a banana for $1 at your local deli, they're going to be selling it for 70 cents. How are they doing this? By charging taxpayers for so far there's one store that's going to be opening soon, I think. $30 million of taxpayers' money. So your dollar banana will now be 70 cents. I did hear rumors that they wanted to make sure you were from New York to go to this place, so they were going to check ID. But they got so much backlash because he was like, well, voter ID laws, blah, 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 are racist. This would also be racist to, make people show ID. So they retracted that. So anybody could go to these grocery stores and buy any of the food for 30% off what it usually cost. Which sounds cool, but the other thing is, what about the grocery store down the block run by, mostly immigrants, mostly... Like, if I had a store close to this guy's store, you're going to go out of business, because if you go here, it's 30% off of all the food. Anything, milk, apples, bananas, lemons, everything is going to be 30% cheaper. How are they going to keep food on the shelves there? First off, there's going to be people lined up. They're just going to buy stuff. Rich people will go there to buy it and resell. You buy it for 30% off, and then you sell it for 20% cheaper, 10% cheaper than any other store. I don't understand how this is going to work. It's a privately owned store, privately owned grocery store. They don't have to pay tax. They didn't have to pay to construct it. So the owners of this store are making out like bandits. I really, once the stores open up, I really can't wait to find out who these people are that actually own the store. I wonder if they're like Ma'am Dammy's like brothers and sisters and shit, because it's gonna be crazy. I don't know. I can't wait to see this experiment. What happens here? I don't think it's gonna be good. And I don't like that it's costing taxpayers $30 million. It's basically everybody's taxes are going to go up, aren't they? Or this money that could be used for other things is just going to be going to this. It's like, oh, we're going to make cheaper food in one store in each borough by 30% for everything in the store. I can't wait to see what happens with this. It's gonna be crazy. The first store is set to open up, I think, by the end of the year, and then the rest are going to. There's gonna be like one in Manhattan, one in Brooklyn, one in Staten Island. It's gonna be in each of the 5 boroughs. There'll be one of these locations in each place. I'm sure the other stores that are close by are all pissed off. Why can't they get free shit to sell shit for cheaper? To get more people. It's going to be very abused because they're not going to check to see if you're like even low income. So even, people that are well off could go there. Why wouldn't they? It'll be 30% cheaper. Are there going to be lines going around the block? Will the shelves be empty? Time will tell. Time will tell.
New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani announced this week that prices for core grocery items like fresh produce, meat, seafood, as well as essentials like cheese, milk, and bread will be 30% cheaper at the city's 5 proposed municipal grocery stores, with the first slated to open in 2027 and a goal to have all 5 open by the end of his first term.
30% off adds up to real money for New Yorkers. With an estimate...
Yeah, but we're paying for it with our tax money. So it's not like... It's kind of...
$90 saved on grocery bills each month. That is more than $1,000 saved every year.
Under his plan, the prices will be locked in for a month and will not fluctuate like typical grocers. The discount will apply to all shoppers regardless of their income. But not everyone is looking forward to these stores. Anthony Pena, the president of the National Supermarket Association, which represents around 600 independent grocery stores across New York's 5 boroughs, is concerned it's going to hurt existing businesses.
It'll hurt them a little bit, but like the grocery store, it's only one location in each borough, which is huge. So it's not like if I'm sure the one that opens in Brooklyn will not be anywhere near me. There's no reason for me to go there, but I'm sure people will go there to buy stuff. 30% off of everything. So if I was to spend $100 on groceries, it'd only be $70 for everything. I don't know. It's gonna be weird. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Other things happening in New York that's pretty fun. Should we go to the Phil DeFranco one? Nah, let's. Gambling. I don't like gambling. Kalshi is gambling. New York's trying to block Kalshi from...
You can put money down on whether Bad Bunny or Zohran Mamdani will be the sexiest man alive. Does that sound like a bet or does that sound like a trade?
That sounds like a bet. And
The next person in this video clip is hysterical. So New York is suing because they're saying... Kalshi is saying that it's a trade. It's like a money investment and it's not betting. But... it's obviously betting because it's betting, and gambling should be illegal, and the lottery should be illegal, and sports betting should be illegal. There should be no gambling legally anywhere. It's evil. I can't see it as being anything but evil. I know a lot of people out there love sports betting and gambling and have leagues and all that bullshit, but I see it as a big issue. I don't think casinos should exist. I don't think any of this. Oh, it was great. People have real addiction issues with this stuff. The house always wins. I don't think it should be illegal. But listen to this next guy here.
I think it's like an addiction.
When you buy a contract on a prediction market site, do you think that's betting or trading?
It's trading.
Why do you say that?
Because you're investing in something.
Kalshi
You're investing in something. That guy's great.
He calls it trading. New York State calls it gambling.
They call it gambling. The rest of this news article sucks, but Phil DeFranco, he really breaks it down pretty well.
You got New York now filing a $36 billion lawsuit against Kalshi because New York AG Letitia James said that they're running an illegal gambling operation. And that $36 billion, that's how much you have her claiming that they've made from sports gambling ×3, a $100,000 fine for each time they offered it without a license, plus restitution for people who...
It's midnight in the sewer, everybody.
I never asked for this.
But, plot twist...
Okay, that's I need the bells. Where's okay, I don't have it's midnight in the sewer. Midnight in the sewer. Midnight in the sewer. Okay. Yeah, if they do make Kalshi illegal in New York, they should also make sports betting. Like all that should be illegal too. New York has so many strict rules about money. X money, you can't get X money in New York, which sucks because X money is I really I'd hate to say it, but I would love to put all my money into it. I think it's 4% APY that you get with them. It's like a bank that goes through X.com. It's like, Elon Musk's bullshit. And if you put $1,000 a month into your X money account, if you could get this, I would say do it. If you could also spare $1,000 a month, it raises the APY to 6%. So if you could put $1,000 into your account every month for the X money, you could get 6% APY, but it's illegal in New York, so I can't even get it. I used to take Lightning Network. You could used to be able to send me Bitcoin, not Bitcoin, but bits of bits and all that. You can't cash it out in New York. You have to like convert it to certain things. New York is such a shitty fucking place for a lot of reasons.
Place bets on the platform. But now you have Kalshi speaking out saying it's sad to see this type of political theater from the leadership in our own state, saying states can't just shut down a federally licensed exchange. We love New York, we love New Yorkers, and New Yorkers love our product. But truthfully, what you're saying is that New York is just the latest in all of their legal battles across the country. Because you got this tug of war going on with Kalshi in the middle, where states are saying that the federal government is stepping on their rights with prediction market regulation. And it does appear ironic because, as reports have noted, the federal government originally wanted to prevent states from offering sports betting, which the Supreme Court said was overreaching. And now they could be overreaching by allowing it. And you've got people from federal agencies like the Commodity Futures Trading Commission saying, rather than seek reasoned answers from the courts, Letitia James and New York seek to force an unprecedented sudden shutdown of prediction markets nationwide. The CFTC has already sued to stop this and will continue to defend its jurisdiction. But then you also have a ton of people rooting for states like New York, saying this lawsuit is important and necessary action to uphold the rule of law, protect consumers, and defend the nearly 70,000 New York jobs supported by the legal gaming industry. And so what you should expect is that this is probably all going to land with the Supreme Court sooner or later.
Yeah. Can't wait. I can't wait for that. Can't wait for that. Kalshi. It's gambling bullshit. Let's look at something fun for a little change here. This is a video of a guy in Thailand. He's a Palestinian guy. He gets into an Uber and he makes a proposition to the driver. I don't know why this is a news story, but this kind of upset me a little bit because now the driver kind of goes along with it. I think because she was just trying to like protect herself, sort of like she didn't want to like upset the pervert in her backseat of her car. But listen to everything she says. Like it. At one point, I don't know. Just watch this video. Or listen to this video. You could hear it too. It's You
want to do something exciting for me?
Oh, okay. I might have to read it to you because his voice is kind of muffled. He says to the driver, "You want to do something exciting to me?"
Like what?
Like what?
Do you like?
Huh?
Do you like to do something for me?
I don't understand.
So he's saying, "Do you like to do something to me?" And she's like, "I don't know. I do not understand." All right. Okay. So he's trying to see if she's like a hooker or something.
Relationship.
Relationship.
Yeah.
Relationship. Wow.
You want to do now?
Now?
Yeah.
No, that's not called relationship.
I give you 3,000.
So now he's saying he'll give her $3,000 for a relationship. All right. The weird part's coming up.
Huh?
I give you 3,000.
Give me 3,000?
Yeah.
Wow.
You want?
No.
Why?
I don't want. To do what? 3,000?
So now she's like, she's asking him to do what? Like, the guy, if you don't, just be like, no, thank you, sir. I'm your Uber driver. You don't ask him why, to do what. Once you ask him to do what, then of course he's going to keep talking to you about it. Like, I don't think she should have asked him to do what. I think that is a no-no for her. I'm not saying what this guy's doing is good, but he was just being upfront. He's like, "Hey, you want to fool around? I got $3,000." And then she's like, "To do what?" Like, don't say that.
To just accept relationship and then you give me 3,000. Oh.
Kiss and
He said kiss and fuck and
kids and
yeah.
Ooh.
How much do you want?
Huh?
How much do you want?
How much you can go?
And then she says this. She said, he said, how much do you want? And then she said, how much you can go. I know this guy's he's being gross, but then she asked, how much can you go? So then, lady, you don't say that. I know you're trying to maybe protect yourself from him getting mad and becoming aggressive, which he doesn't do. He keeps it. He keeps the propositioning at whatever level he does. But she asked him how much he could go. Don't say that. If he said 10K, she might have been like, okay.
4,000.
4,000.
Yeah.
She's like, nah, let me think about this. 4,000, maybe 6,000. No, then never mind.
Here in the car.
Here in the car.
Yeah. Let's go.
How? I have to drive.
Okay. We stop in the parking and do that. I give you money. What do you think?
No, I don't want.
5,000.
5,000.
Yeah.
Come up.
Then she says, come up. She wants more. She's not saying no.
Where? Let's go. You want?
No.
I like you so much.
You like me so much.
Yeah. You want to do?
Apparently he this is on New York Post. I don't know why this is on New York Post. This happened in Thailand. 4,000 baht is 120 bucks. Okay. That's not bad. Let's see. The 41-year-old Mapra said the passenger complimented her appearance, asked her about her relationship status, and offered her money in exchange for sexual acts. She declined multiple offers and shared the footage publicly, saying she remained calm during the encounter to avoid escalating the situation. The passenger later paid the fare and apologized for his behavior. There you go. I don't know. That was. Yeah, she plays along for safety to buy herself some time to finish the ride, but she played along a little bit too much, I think. She said, how much? What do we have to do? I want more. I don't know. That was just a weird video, I thought. I don't know. Meh. We got the first video of RFK doing his cooking show on YouTube. It's called Real Cooking. They should have called it Spirit Cooking with RFK, but let's take a quick glance at this.
We talk about seafood a lot because I'm a seafood junkie, and
he's going to be talking to chefs each week or something about how they can make a meal for $5 or less. But the weird thing is, the first part of the meal, where is this part? He finds it's about salmon.
You can get in a can from sardines, even abalone, right? They're starting to farm abalone in a responsible manner. So you could use abalone if you wanted to in this recipe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by just lightly, and this is where people get confused when they're cooking. Store and ingredients that are fresh and whole and real will be able to fulfill that same effect utilizing one of our bounty items in America, which is our seafood. I talk about this often. So we've actually got right here these are our wild Alaskan sockeye salmon fillets.
$8.99. I guess it's per 4 servings. I guess they're trying to keep it $5 per serving. But I could eat a whole chunk of this and still be kind of hungry, you know. Half of that. $8.99 for both of those. You're not getting that much salmon for $9. He did whip it right out of his ass. It did look like that. Like maybe that one chunk right there would be $9 of wild caught salmon fillet. I've never seen 2 chunks that size for $9. I don't know. But either way they go on, he cooks and blah 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 blah, and then he says thank you And he's like, oh, here's my thing. Here's the
source. You can get it all the way down to $2.53 a portion. That includes the salad, the white beans, the special vinaigrette, and all the ingredients that go inside the salmon.
I kind of do like this though, the fact that the health dude, the health guy in the government is going around talking about how to cook food. I think that's good. Even though listening to RFK talk is...
It put Fruit Loops at the top of the food pyramid. And we threw those guidelines out, and we brought the best nutritionists in the country, the top universities in America together.
It's a little hard to listen to him talking about putting Fruit Loops on the top of the thing, but I'm happy that he's trying to show people how to cook. Most people don't cook. Save a lot of money cooking yourself. Yeah, it hurts. It hurts. It hurts. That voice hurts a lot. What is it? Oh, and here is the final story of this week. I'm going to go over, and then I'm probably going to get out of here after this. But this is a fun one. Brewery offers a free beer upon Trump's death. Faces action. Of course. Why would you not? This guy's a real tard head.
A popular U.S. brewery has had its alcohol permit revoked and could soon face closure. However, the owner claims that the action could be linked to his outspoken political views.
Maybe the fact that you said if you kill Trump, you'll get free beer.
Other than the reported violations. In January, Kirk Bangstad, the owner of Minocqua Brewing Company, who frequently posts anti-Trump messages in the company's social media accounts, had promised free beer to customers upon the death of the U.S. president. And the Department of Revenue has issued notices to revoke the brewer's permit for the company's 2 locations, along with the alcohol warehouse permit for 1 location. The Bangstad has until the 4th of August to appeal the decision. And reports say that the department revoked the license after alleging that the company had operated without the required permits and had failed to pay taxes on beer acquired from Illinois that was...
That's all. Yeah, this guy talking is he's taking our jar. But you shouldn't be able to. Free speech is great and all, but you can't say if Trump dies, I'll give you free beer. That's like incentive. Oh, the flag's upside down. That's incentive to kill somebody, isn't it? Like there's a lot of retards out there that are like, oh, a free beer. I guess I will kill the president. You can't advertise that with a public company. I do think that their license should be revoked. Sure, post anti-Trump stuff wherever you want, but don't give out prizes for the death of a person. I don't think that's very American.
Was later seized from the brewery in June. While the department maintains that the action is based on non-compliance issues, Bangstad disputes the decision. In a July 26 newsletter to supporters, he addressed each violation cited by the department and argued that the alleged breaches were minor and did not justify shutting down the business. He has called for...
So they're not even saying that they're shutting him down because of that. They're saying they're shutting him down because of a whole bunch of violations. Yeah, it's... So the government's shutting him down because there's violations and not because of him saying that he's going to give out free beer if the president dies. But Kirk Bragstad, they'll have to pry me out of the tap rooms. They'll have to pry me out of the tap rooms.
For public support, saying that he plans to fight the decision tooth and nail. And Bangstad has also urged the readers to donate to a legal defense fund for what he described as the state's most progressive brewery. Bangstad said, and I quote him here, "We need all the money that we can get to sue the Department of Revenue and to stay in business."
I was going to say sue the pants off of them. This is in Wisconsin. Let's see if is there like a GoFundMe for this? Let's say the brew company. GoFundMe. Is that it? Let's see. Help fund the Minocqua. Let's see. How old am I? 11. 1920. I'm very old. How do you... I want to see if there's if anybody's funding this. It's not here. There's nothing here, goddammit. I thought there was like a GoFundMe or something. Blah, 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 blah. So instead of asking for donations, we have, while we have no trouble asking the public to fund lawsuits to overturn the parasitic private school voucher school system or chipping in to help us defend ourselves from the out-of-control autocratic right-wing town county board members, we don't think it's appropriate to ask for donations to help build our new tap room. So instead of asking for donations, we have created a way for the future customers to invest in this project by buying goods and services. All right, so there's not even a GoFundMe for it. The end.
But, plot twist,
I'm gay. No, that's not a plot twist. Anyway, all right, everybody. We're gonna probably scoot and poop out of here now. I hope you have a lovely rest of the week. I have nothing else to talk about here. I went through all the notes, talked about this, that, and the other thing. We do have one more song we could listen to before I go. I did like the looking at that Christmas catalog last week. That was kind of fun. Well, we'll figure something out that we can do next week. That'll be more fun than just the news. I don't like just doing news. I do find it interesting. It's fun to talk about, but it's not. It's like, Art Bell does. When you listen to Art Bell, you can listen at any point in time, but listening to the news in the future, then when you listen to the show, I prefer the show to be more timeless, and the news anchors the show in time. So I have to figure something out about that. Aren't we going to have a gossip session about the other NA tribe shows? Gossip sessions. Has anybody seen Spooky R? Everybody is looking for Spooky R. Even Lavish was saying, "Where's Spooky R?" And I was like, "I have no idea where she is. We're all looking for Spooky R. So if anybody has a is Spooky R okay?" Other than that, that was about really it. We talked about other stuff, me and Lavish, but it's all secret stuff. I can't be telling you stuff. Oh, he was telling me about how he's got like a winery or something, Lavish, or he's got like and Dvorak tried some. He really liked his white wine that he was making. I don't know if he was making it or if he has a brewery or if somebody he knows made it, but he sold Dvorak a whole bunch of white wine that he really liked. And Mimi called him after he passed and let Lavish know that the wine was one of the last wines that he drank and that he really loved it. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. The last wine he drank. I was like, Lavish, you might have killed Dvorak. That was a little mean to say. I didn't really want to say it, but it was pretty funny. Oh yeah, Progo's around. I hung out with Progo and Spooky R. That's in the city one day. But I just hope she's doing okay. Yes. And on that note, we're going to... Oh, she did have a lot to say before she left IRC? Oh boy. All right, well, okay. We'll leave it at that. I hope she's doing well, though, because she was a cool lady. I had fun yelling at comics with her. We were heckling the comedians together. It was a pretty fun night. But yeah, 2 years, 13 weeks. Wow, that was a long time ago. Yeah, well, on that note, let us go into the night. We're going to listen to one more song tonight. We got BWG Productions with What's That Sound? We'll be back next week, everybody. Love you. Stay safe. Love and light.
What's that sound?
Stay safe, everybody. Stay safe.
What's that sound? 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 What's that sound?
What I find fantastic is any notion that there are answers beyond the realm of science. The answers are there. You just have to know where to look.
Stop killing animals! Rats